Dude, do you know this kid?
Hell yeah.
All
El
right,
Cholo
cool.
Cháirez.
All right, then you introduce the story. All right, dude, this guy fucks fools up.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's got a tough
Legit.
fight coming up, though. So we'll talk
Oh
about that.
yeah, this guy's a motherfucker, dude. We'll see. But if he can keep it on the feet, dude, he's gonna fuck him up.
Yeah.
Go, bro. Introduce the next story.
All right. So our next story is about a guy we've been watching, or I've been watching. I know you, Frank, you started watching coming him up pretty recently as well. But I don't know this guy personally, but I do know one of the guys that's been training with this next fighter for quite some time. He's one of my previous coach, Toro Garcia, one of his fighting partners, and we're talking about Edgar Cháirez from Sick Mexican Fighters. He officially signed with the UFC recently, so he's going to be making his UFC debut, and we're all for it because
Super
Edgar.
pump.
Oh man, Edgar Cháirez is a legit fighter, man. When you think of a fighter, this is a guy that you think about, right? He's not afraid to scrap. He puts on wars and shows. So we're super excited about it.
Dude, he reminds me of like a more athletic and faster Kenny Florian because he gets in that puck and he throws them elbows and hands.
Dude, he's unorthodox with his shots. That's why he's so entertaining. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
like he like I don't mean it in a bad way, but he throws technique out the window. Like I say that in a positive way because of how
causes
effective.
chaos.
Oh yeah, how effective it's been for him. You know what I mean? Like he's a scrapper, dude. He's a scrapper through and through. So you know what I mean. With that said, the opponent that's been set up for him makes this fight even way more. It takes my excitement level of him joining UFC from here, like that is super high already, to like bam all the way up. You know what I mean?
So who's he taking on, Fonzo?
So he's taking on Tatsuro Taira. Now this guy's like pretty new, right? He's newer on the scene as well, young kid. I didn't know too much about him, but once I found out who Cháirez was going up against, I made it a mission to go and find out. And this kid is legit, man. He's pretty well rounded. He's young. He's got amazing ground game.
Yes.
And he's a real threat. He's a real threat for Cháirez for sure, dude.
Was Taira's last fight against Jesus Aguilar, or has he had another fight since then?
That's the one that I remember him most recently for. I don't know if he's had another fight after him.
Yeah, I don't.
But
think so.
I can look it up real quick.
Jesus Aguilar is a former dethrone fighter, old school training partner. His ground game, dude, he's explosive on the ground. If you can sub that cat, if you can keep up with him and catch him in a sub, you're something else, dude. And Tatsuro got one in the first round against him.
Well, he survived that arm in guillotine too. I mean, it wasn't super threatening. So like even like the whole time that he was holding on to that, I knew that Tatsuro wasn't in a real like predicament. But also the fact that he was able to he was super relaxed when he was in that. So I was like, oh yeah, like this isn't gonna do anything. Like he's gonna survive this and he's gonna take back. But the fact that he was able to get mount and then dominate him until he got that sub, like just legit.
Yeah, killer, dude. He had one thing on his mind, and that was it. But going back to Edgar, dude, Edgar was on Dana White's Contender Series a while back, and did he lose by decision?
Shit, I don't remember, dude.
I forgot. I know he lost, but dude, he's back. He made such an impression on Dana White after his last fight. He was on Fury FC 76. And I believe he was fighting for their flyweight strap, and he ended up winning round 4 by armbar against Gianni Vasquez. Yeah. So he's on a little win streak ever since his Dana White Contender Series. So I'm excited, dude. Hopefully he can keep this on the feet, because if he does, bro, that is his realm. That is his world. Yeah. Hopefully he can create that chaos and score a W for the homies, man. That's what's up. So Edgar, super proud of you, bro, and we're all behind you, apoyándote, bro. Can't wait to see you in a few weeks, man. Is it in a few weeks already?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Or next week?
I also want to say, man, you're right, man. He's won by submission, so he's no slouch on the ground either.
Yep.
But if he does go to the ground, it's going to be a little bit of a tougher fight for him. So we're not saying that he's not good on the ground. It's just that if he keeps it on the feet, it's way better road to victory for him for sure.
For sure. That's
So
like his
yeah,
realm. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you always want to take the game to where you have your best weapons. You know what I mean? Like if you got a good spider guard, you know what I mean? You want to play guard. You want to get on that bottom. You want to get your grips in. You know what I mean? You don't want to stay on top and work your passes or whatnot. You know what I mean? You want to, when it's fight time, you want to do what you're best at. So it's going to be a barn burner, bro. Banger.
yeah. So
banger for sure.
Yep. So Edgar, salud, compa. Hey, good luck.
Hell yeah. Bro, what about this graphic here? I don't even know where I found it. It looks like
Tell everybody what is
this? This is so good. So good for you. Those of you watching on YouTube, you're welcome. And this is actually from somebody's YouTube page, the MMA Holes. They got a super good YouTube page where they do a lot of the same stuff that we do. But this graphic was used on their video. I don't know if they created it or if not, but go check it out. But it's the Ultimate Fighter Season 31 graphic that you always have seen, except with the twist. Conor McGregor holding a little, what would you call that? For a little cocaine
container
holder? Like little
container, some powder, some unknown powder of some kind.
Not only in the little cup, but also little.
He's
little
got a mustache. He's got a mustache of that unknown powder underneath his nose.
What could he say? Like, bro, it's powdered sugar. All right. And for some reason, Michael Chandler's dealing with the worst case of pink eye you've ever seen. Oh, man. That looks awful, dude.
That does look terrible.
Conor snuck into his chateau and farted on his pillow.
Well, that actually looked like he didn't fart on his pillow. He just fucking straight up farted into his eye.
Yeah, that's bad news. Sorry, Chandler. That's really the reason why they're not fighting, though.
Yeah.
So, Fonzo, I'm going to ask you like I've been asking you the last few weeks. Fonzo, did you watch Ultimate Fighter Season 31, Episode 5?
No, I've just watched the social media fucking bullshit that's been going around. Like I ever since the season started, I've been keeping up with social media, what people say about it, and every single week
on it, bro.
Every single week it tells me that I shouldn't watch it.
They just throw gasoline and then they just light a match. People don't give a fuck. And yeah, dude, honestly, I had to watch the show like 3 times because I would get distracted. And I would I'm not even paying attention to it. And then next thing you know, it's like 20 minutes later. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's already going to finish. Let me go back and rewind it and watch it again. So it took me a little while to get through the show. But let me give you the recaps. So I don't remember how they got to this point because I've lost interest. But next thing I know, I'm looking at the TV and Conor McGregor's on a rowing machine. And he's like, it looked like he was in some type of a contest with his team. They were having a contest to see who could row the hardest. I don't know. See who could get their heart elevated the highest level. So Conor was like, time out. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. And
yeah, I was going to say, that's easy when you got all them nose beards. You can get your heart rate to astronomical levels at that point.
Pretty sure he was able to roll around the world in like 20 seconds at that point.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. I don't know who won that competition. Wink, wink. Pretty sure it was Conor. But the guy that was supposed to be fighting on the show or on this episode, Brad Katona, who's on Michael Chandler's team, but in real life, bro, he trains with Conor and John Kavanaugh.
Oh, shit.
So he's part of that team over there. But so check this out, dude. Like almost, I guess after every practice, he goes and talks to them, which is cool, right? Like, hey, you should go talk to your training partner or your coach, right?
Yeah.
But your whole squad is waiting for you in the van and they can't go home and shower, eat, do whatever they're going to do after training because they're waiting for you.
Oh, shit.
Is that cool?
No.
Bro, I totally relate to this because I'm part of a van pool on the daily in my normal 9 to 5. And I hate this, dude. You can do whatever you want, but when you're on our time, that pisses me off. So I totally get that the team is pissed off at him for doing that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Another thing that ended up happening was Brad, who's part of the team, he's part of Chandler's team, was asking for like specific one-on-one coaching. He wanted to watch videos with coaches. He wanted to stop doing new stuff and just focus on what he was actually going to be doing in the fight. And Chandler kind of seemed like he was annoyed because Chandler's like, bro, you're part of a team. We're doing this for everybody. But yeah, as we get closer to your fight, we're going to start doing some of that stuff. And I don't know, just kind of seemed like he was being, they made it look like Brad was being a diva and asking for too much.
I kind of agree with that though, man. You know what I mean?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree just because you're right, man. Like once you get closer to a fight, that's how any gym works. So you go to a gym, like everybody's trained. Like we got to realize, man, you're training. Everybody's at the same pace. Now, if you got a fight coming up and you're getting closer to that fight, yeah, you're going to spend more one-on-one time with the coach. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like everybody else is there to get their own, training as well. So you gotta balance both of those out. So I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So in the fight, Brad Katona ended up taking on Carlos Vera. Dude, this was probably one of the worst fights of the show so far for sure. And none of them have actually been that good at all. So
let me ask you a question. So this has been the worst, right? But I mean, why has, in your opinion, since you've been watching the show, why is Conor 0-6? Like, why is all the prospects just because they're prospects and they're taking on veterans? Probably. Or like, is it like coaching? What else is going on?
A little bit of both. You know what I mean? Imagine you're a blue belt and you're going to fight a brown belt. Like, what's going to happen? Everything you do, that guy already has seen in a real fight or somewhere in training, at least at a minimum. So these guys have already been to the show.
But these prospects, like, they've been in lower promotions before, right? They're coming out of lower, so they've been tested, just not
to this level.
Not to this level.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And on top of that, you know what I mean? Maybe they're not getting coached up as well as they should be. I don't know. Maybe they're focusing on the wrong stuff. I don't know. But Brad Katona ends up winning by unanimous decision. I don't even really remember too much of the highlights. There was some takedowns. There was some whack-ass ground and pound. There were some submission attempts. There was some striking on the feet by Carlos Vera. He took over the second round for a little bit, landed some clean strikes, and then Brad just got a takedown, and then that was it. He was never able to get back up, dude. So Chandler's team wins again, and now they're like 5-0. So we'll see what happens. It looks like next week is the episode where Chandler gets pushed by Conor. Not that that means anything, but it just means we're getting closer to the end of the season. Thank God.
Well, I appreciate you taking one for the team and watching on our behalf, Frank.
For sure, man.
You're the real MVP.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens if I can stick around. Maybe I'm going to jump ship and do like you and just see what happens on social media.